What's up, everyone? Season Ticket coming at you live this afternoon. In honor of Super Bowl 50, it is our NFL special episode. Dan Hooley here, along with my good friend Scott Schroff.
Hello.
And introducing the newest member to the Season Ticket team, Bernardo Sanchez.
Hello.
All right, we're going to start right off with the biggest thing this weekend, the elephant in the room, if you will. Super Bowl 50.
That was the thing that happened.
I actually preferred the Puppy Bowl. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the one they put on.
That was the game. Super Bowl.
Yeah, you saw the golden retriever take it all the way to the house.
It was
elite.
It was great. Greatest play I've ever seen.
All right, but for real, we're talking about... Well, we're going to start out with Denver's defense because that was pretty much the entire game.
And I will go right out and say, for once, I was right. Scott was wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck your prediction.
Yeah.
This man's prediction's always on point,
bro.
so maybe we should have him on a little
Yeah,
bit.
we shouldn't have this guy say predictions anymore.
Yeah.
Mr. Green Bay's going to blow out Washington.
I mean, Broncos defense was elite, but you have to give it to Carolina's defense as well. They kept it in the game for
of
them.
course.
It was pretty good. It was pretty tight. I mean, Cam just couldn't get it up. Couldn't get it going.
Cam probably doesn't have that problem elsewhere, but he definitely had a problem with his game.
He just couldn't get going. Yeah.
All right, so, and then Peyton Manning, he had an okay game. He was a
Game manager, good game.
He had a solid game, and if this is, if that was truly his last game and he retires after the season, I think that was a good game to go out.
There's no better way to go out, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, of course
Super Bowl
not.
win?
Of course not. So, yeah, a lot of people were talking Peyton Manning. Some argue greatest of all time. I could certainly say so.
Oh, yeah, of course,
He definitely deserves to be in that category. I mean, what, 2-time Super Bowl winner, all-time leader in
yards,
touchdowns, most wins in NFL history.
Yeah, and people still think, he's not that great of a quarterback. If you think that, I'm not saying you should go home and kill yourself.
But kill yourself.
That's a great message to give to our fans. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you like us, we're telling you to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know why you're watching this, quite honestly. But speaking of, obviously we're talking Super Bowl here. I wanted to talk a little bit about Cam's post-game.
That was an interesting interview.
For those that don't know, during the post-game press conference, Cam Newton apparently got frustrated with the questions being asked by reporters and said,
salty.
I don't know what you want me to say. We lost the game, and walked out.
Yeah, it's not... okay, I understand where he's coming from completely. I get it. I understand. But you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't.
I mean,
why, man? Why?
He's not the only one that's lost the Super Bowl.
That's
I'm
what
pretty sure
I said.
people in his position felt worse than him, if anything.
Yeah.
About how he's felt.
Yeah.
But you can't act like that in front of a camera. Like, you're Super Bowl, league MVP,
That's
Offensive Player of the Year.
and
Like, come on, you gotta show better class. than
not
that.
even like that. What I'm saying is, if you're a professional player, like I said to somebody, because I got into an argument with somebody on Facebook, and I was like, you know what? What if President Obama was giving a speech and he's like, they're asking questions, and he's like, you know what? Fuck these questions. I'm out.
But has President Obama ever lost a Super Bowl? I mean,
he has had some embarrassing moments, but we're
not as much as Bush. But that's beside the point.
Yeah,
We're not talking politics here. We're talking sports. At least we're trying to. That's the point here.
It's all about Trump 2016. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Cam Newton is probably one of the best players, if not the best. The most electrifying quarterback to watch in the game right now. One of the best quarterback.
One of the best at the time. I wouldn't say, like,
oh, no, you can't,
status,
you can't say that now, but he's a great quarterback right now. Great to watch.
Yeah.
It's just, try to give us a little bit more in your interview. Like, I understand that we're never going to get an unbiased report from the media because the media is going to be, like, just flipping out because this is one of their... He dissed the media, and so the media is going to be like, all right, we control everything, so let me just destroy your reputation, destroy your name.
Well, I don't think they're going to destroy his reputation.
Not purposely,
I think he's
but just a lot of people are mad.
His talent's good enough. I think this isn't like they're just going to trash him.
I just think it's a learning experience for him. Next time,
Yeah, he's only 26
I do understand
years old.
this was his first Super Bowl, so maybe he got a little emotionally involved. I certainly would be.
No doubt about
I would
that.
be fucking livid if my first Super Bowl.
I would go Marshawn Lynch on the whole thing.
I would go past the wall. I would just punch a baby. Just right there. Just baby.
Yeah, that's what we do here. Yeah, that's what we do.
Just punching babies. That's what season tickets about.
All right, so there were two big punt plays. Special teams played a pretty big role in this game. There were two big punt plays in this game. First of all, by who was the Bronco that returned that punt?
Ooh.
Was it? I don't know who it was. Doesn't matter who it was.
Peyton Manning.
But he had the longest punt return. He had the longest punt return in history of the Super Bowl.
Because nobody tackled him.
I guess they thought he waved.
They thought he waved it. When obviously he didn't, he was like, okay.
To me, that was the funniest thing. Everybody's slowing down. And he's like, all right, let me sneak in here, score a touchdown. You know?
He didn't score the touchdown, but he very close.
Longest punt return in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, I said that. It was very good punt. And then the second punt that was very questionable was at the end of the game, maybe a minute and a half left for the Panthers. Panthers, 4th down. They're backed up on their own 6, I believe. And they're down by 10, and they decide to punt the ball. I don't necessarily understand it. Or they're down by 14, I believe. They're down by 14. Yeah. And they decide to punt the ball. Like, I don't care. Like, do you not want to get blown out by that many points, or is it the fact that I don't get it. Go for it. Crazier things have happened.
That's what I said. I was like,
look at the Seahawks and Packers.
Exactly, 2 years ago. Whatever his name was.
They scored in less than 2 minutes.
It's just one of those things you're thinking, maybe in the playoffs, people are like, well, we got to protect, but you're in the Super Bowl. Where else are you going to go? Just try it. Who the hell cares?
Exactly. I don't know. Like, we don't want to get blown out by the other team. Who cares? It's the Super Bowl. Any chance to win.
That's what
doesn't matter. I mean, you're already down 14 with, a minute left?
Yeah, exactly.
Might as well just
chuck one up in the air. Maybe you get a pass interference, sets up another pass. Who knows?
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Fucking Eli Manning just chucked a pass in the air. Guy caught on his fucking helmet. You have moments like that. Yeah, that's what makes the Super Bowl. It's when they take chances like that.
Yeah, and then Ron Rivera chose to punt. I don't agree with that.
And to say that you're going to protect just doesn't make sense, at least in my own opinion.
The MVP on your side, go gamble on it. Might as well. There's no point.
The Super Bowl was honestly a really good game this season. I'm not going to call it a great game because we've had some great games in recent years. Giants. We got the Patriots game last year, which was a great game. I think. I don't know, a lot. We've had a lot of great games.
We had great playoff games coming up to this.
A lot of games.
Like Arizona and Green Bay. That was a hell of a game. Sorry, Bernardo.
So, we have a Packers fan here, so very conflicted.
I'm kidding, I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah, we got a Jets fan over there. So.
Hey, we don't talk about that. Anyway, I don't know. Super Bowl 50, very good Super Bowl, very entertaining Super Bowl. Halftime was weird. The commercials were weird.
Except for that one part with Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, Steve Harvey.
I like that commercial.
You saw that commercial?
But then you have what was that? That man bear pig that Mountain Dew did?
Oh,
that was weird.
Baby monkey baby.
We don't talk about it. We're
talking sports here. Yeah, puppy monkey baby.
There we go.
Honestly, it's the weirdest thing because it was probably the worst commercial they have, but it was so catchy and it was so weird that people are going to talk about it and remember it. And I might go out and buy some Mountain Dew later just because of it.
And then they, even though it was your sperm count, but hey.
We're
not here to endorse or discourse or whatever. But a lot of people were talking about the halftime show, too. I was actually playing poker during the halftime show.
I know. I was in the bathroom.
That halftime show was like 2 minutes. What were you doing in there?
It was a long... I need a lot of time.
What, were you whacking it in there?
No, I'm just saying, I was holding it in throughout the whole half, so I just needed to relieve it.
All right, I can understand. All right, so if we're gonna go over the halftime show, because screw it, why not? We had Coldplay, which was interesting. I mean, to me the audio sounded weird during the whole halftime. Yeah. I didn't hear it as clearly as I thought I should.
Granted, it's like, some bands just don't sound the same live. Sometimes you just...
No, it was just weird, the audio, because then, even when Beyonce came out and Bruno Mars, I don't know, it just sounded weird. And I like Bruno Mars, or at least he was my favorite of the three that came out there.
I think...
other than Beyonce, Beyonce.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Beyonce actually, I was told there was actually, a pretty poignant, political statement.
Was there?
Because apparently due to the fact that yesterday was the 50th anniversary to forming of the Black Panthers. I don't know how true this is. It might be speculative.
Put on your tinfoil hats.
Well, no. In all honesty, God, this was reported by NBC News, so I trust them at least, except for Brian Williams. But, hey. But apparently that was why the dancers had come out wearing all black and berets. It was some sort of symbolism. I didn't read it at first. I had to look at it. I had seen it later on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's if you're gonna make a political statement, I think honestly the Super Bowl is the best place to make it because you have every eye in America watching it.
No, so countries all over the world.
So honestly, I think Beyonce's pretty smart for doing that. If that was her idea, I don't know.
Yeah, regardless of what the idea was or how she was trying to present it, I mean, doing that on that platform is probably the best thing.
That's what I said to a friend of mine during the game. I was like, you know what? You see all these Super Bowl commercials, like why? You would think like PETA or somebody would make a commercial like spend $1.5 million to get your message out to everyone. That's an advertising idea. Yeah. I'm calling it next Super Bowl season ticket sports. We get a commercial.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Millions of dollars. We're gonna have millions of dollars
tonight.
Yeah. All right, so. We went on with a little bit of a rant. Let's get back. Marshawn Lynch retired.
Marshawn Lynch decides, fuck the Super Bowl. I'm more important.
And he just retires during the Super Bowl. Yeah. Peyton Manning wouldn't even retire after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like he said, I don't want to take this out away. And Marshawn Lynch is like, well, if you're not, I will.
Marshawn Lynch, I guarantee he's still mad about that he didn't get the ball 2 years ago.
That's part of the reason why
he's just retired. Like, you know what? I don't want another Super. He probably didn't even watch the Super Bowl. Like, I'm not doing it. No.
Yeah, the way he retired, honestly, was pretty cool because he tweeted out a picture of hung up cleats on a telephone wire and then put like the peace out emoji.
That's.
I think it was cool.
That was pretty symbolic. It's better than just people like, oh, I'm retired.
At the same time, sad because he was my favorite running back.
He's a great running back.
Just watch
the highlights.
The highlights are just breaking tackles.
And I respected him for he honest. Didn't give a fuck about the media.
Oh, that was the best. Yeah, I'm just here so I won't get fined.
That's some good stuff right there. I think Cam Newton should have taken a page out of his play.
Oh yeah. Because even then it would have been just like, okay, well he's doing the Marshawn Lynch, so it's okay.
Yeah, it was a reference.
Marshawn Lynch just didn't want to do it because he just was tired of it. He was
he just never really got into the media.
So he's
not into getting himself out there. Skittles.
Yeah. He's not really doing a commercial for Pepsi. I mean, then he's getting paid.
And Alberto beef jerky. I don't know.
Remember that one commercial? He got paid literally to not say anything.
That was the best part.
Yeah.
He's making money off of his faulties and people that are giving him credit for. Same thing with Steve Harvey in that T-Mobile commercials. He never messed up in that award show.
See, that's why if you're famous, it's okay to mess up.
As much as
they always say like, oh, you always have to be a constant role model. I say fuck that. If you're a famous celebrity, you can screw up however you want. If you play off of it, you make millions.
Trademark.
Look at Kim Kardashian. Now moving on.
Kim Kardashian. Exactly.
Kim Kardashian end statement. That's the reason. There we go.
Anyway.
Let's get into some awards. A lot of awards happened over Saturday night.
We'll start with the big man who played in the game, Cam Newton, NFL MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. So good on him for getting 2 awards. He certainly earned it. He's one of the best quarterbacks I've seen in a while.
35 passing touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns, over 600 yards rushing, over 3,000 yards passing. I mean,
very good year. One of the best years quarterback has had of recently. I mean, rushing and giving the full game is really what he offers you. He's a lot different than a quarterback.
Yeah, no, definitely a dual threat, running and passing.
He's what I thought RG3 was going to be.
Yes,
that's exactly what I thought he was going to be.
Mm-hmm. And then, if only. If only you don't break your leg twice in a season.
He does have that athleticism. To do
takes
all that.
hit after hit after hit, and it affected him yesterday, but it didn't hurt him.
Yeah, no,
that's
like 6'5", 240.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's nothing lost in that Super Bowl, even though he did lose. He's gonna have a great season next year. I see a lot.
Great career.
Oh yeah, with Benjamin coming back.
And we're not talking about.
And Bernard or Bernie, whatever his name is,
Sanders.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders is going out there and catching passes for him. But no, he's gonna have a great year next year. Hopefully. Most of the guys will be back on that team.
Yeah. I can imagine.
It's going to be interesting to watch
you just
Carolina
stay healthy. Benjamin stay as healthy as well with his knee.
And they're in a bad division. I mean, you got the Saints, you got the Falcons.
I thought the Falcons were going to be good. They started off really strong.
The Buccaneers are probably the only ones that might be able to uproot them at some point. Maybe not next year. Yeah, but you got Jameis Winston, who looked really good last year.
Doug Martin coming up.
Yeah, a lot of guys.
Mike Evans, Vincent Jackson.
Lots of guys. Well, trying to stay the path here. We're still going on through awards. Coach of the Year, Ron Rivera.
It's hard.
Panthers, obviously, you go 15-1 regular season, you're the best coach they have.
Oh, yeah. But
it's hard not to give him.
But at the same time, he went from, 6 wins last year to, 15-1?
Oh, yeah. Exactly. No,
Yeah, he did a great job.
In Carolina, it's honestly one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah. Because in what?
Insane.
He was talked about being fired like 3 years ago, and then now look where he is.
They're really happy they didn't fire him. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah.
All
right, so we got
it's good.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. Getting into the Rookie of the Year awards. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Marcus Peters. 6 interceptions, 60 tackles.
Wasn't it 8? I thought it was 8.
Oh,
yeah, 8 interceptions.
Yeah. Wow, I read my notes wrong. Dan Hooley screws up again. You know, what a shock.
8 interceptions.
Yeah, rookie and really leading in receptions. I mean,
interceptions.
Interceptions. That's amazing.
That's crazy. There's no he's going to be good for years to come. We definitely know that.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are going to have a good secondary for years to come. I mean, as long as they keep Eric Berry, they got this guy. You look over on the other side.
Brandon Flowers also
exactly.
Corner, great corner too.
He's going to be. It's going to be fun to watch Marcus Peters.
They did better without Jamal Charles.
And look at the tackles, too. 60 tackles. He's not afraid to get in there and make some hits, too. He's not just sitting out there for interceptions.
They came at him a lot.
Because he was unproven, so he was like, all right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Look for him to have less interceptions next year, but he's still going to be just as elite, I think.
The other Rookie of the Year, Todd Gurley.
Definitely.
1,160 total yards, 10 touchdowns. That's something to behold.
And not even playing a full season, missing 3 games.
Exactly. And to have 1,000+ yards and not.
Yeah, the only other guy, a lot of people are saying Jameis Winston maybe should have gotten it, and I don't know. It was really a toss-up to me because.
But at the same time, Jameis Winston had a lot more to work with Mike Evans, Vincent Jackson. He had a lead running game in Doug Martin.
Todd Gurley was just all himself.
It was just himself.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, because the Rams' offense, their passing offense was last in the league, and he had one of the top.
The Rams were the Rams.
They benched Nick Foles. They ended up with Austin Davis.
Yeah, their passing attack was terrible. They just stacked up the box, and Todd Gurley still ran right through him.
Yeah.
So
great year for him.
Another award, Comeback Player of the Year, Eric Berry at the Kansas City Chiefs. 61 tackles, 2 interceptions after battling cancer.
Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Right, almost right up until the start of the season. I give my utmost respect. I don't give a fuck what anybody did in the Super Bowl. That man is a true champion.
Eric Berry is probably
to come out of something that's was probably going to kill you, and then come back and have a good season like that.
Nothing ever happened.
Yeah, it was pretty much it was a non-story because he was just out there. It wasn't he's struggling a little bit. No, he was just as much on his game as any other safety in the league.
Yeah, so
Eric Berry had a really good season. Comeback player of the year. Definitely, a lot of people said maybe Adrian Peterson. You don't come back from hitting your kid.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Comeback player.
All right, fine. His reputation got hurt, but in a good way. You have to be scrutinized if you hit your kid with a stick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Comeback player.
I mean, he could have gotten it maybe if there was less of a. But from a guy with cancer, I mean,
guys,
I understand.
And had a great season as well.
I understand why Peterson was nominated, but at the same time, you don't.
I don't understand. Comeback player of the year from what? Being an asshole to your kid?
No,
I could come back from that too. I don't even have a kid. Jesus.
All right, one more award we got here.
We have Defensive Player of the Defensive Player of the Year, J.J. Watt, who just continues to impress. Being in the NFL.
That led the year in sacks.
17.5 sacks, 29 tackles for
second
loss.
Straight year. The third, fourth year that he led the league in sacks.
It's just getting to a point where just give him the award before the season so they don't have to go through the motions.
But I honestly, he continues to impress. I see lots of good things coming from him. And
already be compared to Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, if the Texans can just get a quarterback, maybe. Because they have Hopkins out there. They got
a running game too. They're dropping Aaron Foster.
Yeah, probably because money and he's always hurt.
Yeah, they already said they're dropping him.
Yeah,
so
J.J. Walker. And then in addition, Cam Newton also won Offensive Player of the Year, but it sounds kind of redundant to mention.
Well, Cam Newton continues to impress in the offensive area. Of football. So I see. Keep in mind he's still a young guy. Still lots of years from him.
All right, so we're our last segment, the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
We're going to go down the list of Hall of Famers that will be in Dayton, Ohio over the summer. We have Marvin Harrison, wide receiver for the Colts during the Manning era. 1,102 catches with 128 touchdowns.
Yeah, he also had over 14,000 receiving yards. He's within the top 10, even in the top 5 in each one of those categories. I mean, he's great. A lot of people say, okay, without Peyton. I mean, but come on.
Peyton's got to pass to somebody.
Yeah. He's got. You can only. Peyton can only take you so far. At one point, you
he has to pass to somebody. You got to make a catch.
Stayed his whole career with one team, which is. I mean, I like when players do that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool because you build the kinship, and that's
exactly. They love you forever. You love them forever. I mean, he had great stats. No, I mean, I don't know why he didn't get in last year because he was nominated last year. They didn't want him to be a first ballot Hall of Famer with those numbers. That's a first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
Yeah, in my own.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And then moving on, we have Eddie D. Bartolo, owner in the 49ers.
Not Bartolo Colon, different guys.
Exactly. Owner in the 49ers brought him to 5 championships in 14 years, a very impressive record, considering the state of the 49ers now.
Yeah, I mean, without
old Jim Harbaugh, but hey.
Hey, if you're going to build a team, there's no reason why you shouldn't do it like Di Bartolo did. He's a great owner. More owners have to be like him. That's all I've got to say about him.
Another Hall of Famer, we have former Pittsburgh quarterback Ken Stabler.
Oh, Ken the Snake Stabler.
Interesting career, considering the fact his stats are weird, considering it's more interceptions than touchdowns. But Bernard, you want to talk a little bit about it? You have the facts.
I mean, not much. I mean, he's been known as a very, very clutch quarterback. I mean, he's, in my opinion, I understand why it took him a while to get in because he's not.
Yeah, he got voted in through the Veterans Committee. So
he's a very, very, very good quarterback. I tip my hat off to him, but I understand why he did not get in. The stats, they're not helping him right.
Yeah, the stats aren't so great, but then when you look at it, he was in plenty of Pro Bowls. He was fun to watch, apparently, very athletic guy. I've never really seen him necessarily, but hey. When you have more interceptions than touchdown, it may raise an eyebrow, but when you're that good, I mean...
Yeah. He always put on a show.
He didn't have as many touchdowns as our next guy on the list, Brett Favre.
Oh, yeah.
So slow down.
No, we can go to Brett Favre next.
You can't forget about Orlando Pace, left tackle for the St. Louis Rams, 12-year career, Super Bowl in '99. You can't forget the man. He worked hard to get here. And you're just going to say, Brett Favre.
Hey, I was a lineman when I played football.
You know what?
I get his struggles.
Good on you, dude. I'm happy you're going to be in Ohio. These assholes don't care about it.
Hey, we're the linemen.
They don't want... Listen to DJ Khaled. They don't want you to win.
Because Orlando Pace, we know you're watching. Party it up.
We now go on to the big man, Brett Favre, quarterback for... who was the Green Bay Packers?
And the Vikings, but I'm not going to get into that.
Jets and Vikings, that's when your career starts to go...
Hey, he did good with us until he finally got hurt after like 80
years. Until he lied about it.
39 touchdowns, 10 interceptions?
Yeah, until he screwed you guys by lying about an injury. Just to get the record.
Hey. We don't talk about that.
But 71,000...
Look at his numbers.
Over almost 72,000 yards, 336 interceptions, but with 508 touchdowns and 1 dick pic scandal. So
no, but also, I mean, people don't really think about it, but he's started like over 300 games. That's an iron.
321
NFL record
games. That's more than 36 more than next guy on the list.
He's just second all time in every category. Second to Peyton Manning.
Yeah, Peyton Manning.
Yeah, who just passed his record last year.
Yeah, who just passed his record in the Super Bowl actually with the 200 wins.
And this man's been out of the league for what now? Close to more than
5 years now, because that's what it takes to get into the Hall of Fame after the 5 years. So
I mean,
very good career.
First bad Hall of Fame.
You can't say anything bad about Brett Favre.
The only thing.
Other than interceptions.
And I'd like to know the final not the final. The last pass thrown as a Green Bay Packer was intercepted by Corey Webster, safety for the Giants.
He brought the Packers to Super Bowl.
I'll just leave that there, okay?
He just brought the Packers to Super Bowl.
All right, let's move on to a very reputable coach.
Tony Dungy. Coach for the Indianapolis Colts and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, created Tampa 2 defense, which is used by a number of teams now.
Super Bowl champion.
Exactly. Led the Colts to the Super Bowl in 2007.
With Peyton Manning.
Exactly. So, wow, that's funny. The 3 Super Bowl players of that of that year.
Yeah, getting in on there. I found that
interesting.
Cool.
Yeah. That's a side note.
And he also he was the youngest assistant coach I think ever in the history of the NFL. Maybe someone passed him now, but he was 25 when he got his first assistant coaching job, which is crazy. He retired at 53. A lot of coaches start coaching at 53 or older.
Yeah.
Look at like Bruce Arians, guys like that. I mean, Tony Dungy had a great career. Now he's on I don't know if it's ESPN, but he's doing shows like that now. Yeah. He's got a great Yeah, he's had a great career. He created his own defense, which is still used to this day.
Exactly. That's where you make your mark in this. And rounding out our list, we have linebacker and defensive end Kevin Green.
One of the greatest of all time.
Over 5 teams played for, 160 career sacks, third of all time. Very reputable, I would say.
Yeah.
First ballot Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah. I mean, 160 career sacks. That
in itself is...
Yeah, that's a lot of sacks.
Ooh.
That's what it comes down to, really. And he was not our last guy.
Yeah, and excuse me, I forgot. Our last Hall of Famer is the guy with probably the coolest name ever, Dick Stanfill.
Dick Stanfill, yes.
He was a guard for Detroit Lions for a number of years. Pretty sure he played for Detroit.
Also Washington, yeah.
Back in the 50s. Back in the 50s, you don't know what fucking city had a team. It was just, they had, I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Topeka, Kansas probably had a team.
He went to 2 pre-Super Bowl championships, 5-time Pro Bowler, which actually surprised me. I didn't know they had the Pro Bowl back then. I can only hope it was a lot more exciting than
also 5 All-Pros, which I think All-Pro shows first team All-Pro shows you're better than the Pro Bowl, because Pro Bowl is just a bunch of guys. I mean, it was probably more reputable back then, but to be an All-Pro, to be in Pro Bowls, to win 2 championships, great career. He was a guard. A lot of guards don't get recognized because, tackles, all right, you got the blind side.
Yeah.
Centers, you have to, snap the ball.
Yeah, centers and left tackles, those are usually...
Yeah, but when you're a guard, you gotta be good. You gotta push around the D tackles. You gotta create that running game right up the middle, which back in the 50s obviously was more prevalent than nowadays.
Obviously, because back then now it's a lot less pass oriented.
You gotta run the ball.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because back in the 50s it was just grounded out.
This guy. All right, we have someone mentioning that they never thought the Broncos would win.
I thought so.
I thought they were going to win.
I thought so.
All right, look at them.
I'm
gonna consult with you right now. I didn't think the Broncos would win either.
Because your predictions suck.
No, and it's not because Cam Newton and the defense and Luke Kuechly with the pick sixes and just everybody was like, oh my god.
No, I understand that their defense is elite, but they're not the number 1 defense. That's the Broncos right there.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much better their defense was than Carolina, and Carolina had played a great game as well defensively.
Yeah, but
Broncos. Every team they faced didn't really go above 18 points. Yeah, and they're in the AFC. They did that in the AFC. Remember the Panthers,
and they had
a pretty easy schedule.
And meanwhile, if you look at it, they had the lowest scoring game the entire season, only 10 points. But we're running out of time here, so that'll wrap us with sports for today. Thanks, Bernardo, for joining us today.
I'm glad to be here.
We would definitely have him on again.
He'll come back because to let you guys know in advance, I will be going out for knee surgery, so he may take my place a few times in the future. But everybody here at Season Ticket, we salute Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos on your big win. Good work, guys.
Leave on top.
Exactly.
Leave on top.
And
please, don't Brett Favre it. Do not Brett Favre it.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy, please.
And with the end of football season, we have 55 days until the start of the baseball season. April 3rd, opening day. Keep that in mind. Pitchers and catchers report within the next 2 weeks. So now we move our scope to baseball. Hockey's still hanging around. Rangers playing the Devils tonight. We'll see if we could get some revenge, get a 3-win streak going. Something to note. But, so now we wait for baseball season.
That's pretty much how we're just going to sit here in silence for the next, probably 2 to 3 months until baseball season starts.
And when that happens, we'll see you in the cheap seats, guys.